Alright, y'all, what's up? What's up? It's your boy Greg.
Boy C.I.
And it's Smoke. It's Smoke. It's Smoke. I want to beat the table, but I can't.
No, you can't.
Okay.
And this is the Drinks at the Kitchen Table podcast, episode 86.
Man, 86. We
That's
appreciate those who listen, who watch, who share, who in general appreciate and enjoy what we do.
Alright, man. Please catch up on the show, drinksatktp.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes by searching Drinks at the Kitchen Table. We can also be found on Stitcher and Google Play. And when you get a chance or you feel like just watching some videos, go on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel there. And all of our latest episodes will be on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Woo. You can find us on social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all at Drinks at KTP. You can email us at drinksattktp@gmail.com. You find us on Facebook at Drinks at the Kitchen Table Podcast on Facebook. Please send any information, emails you want to send to us, topics, stories. We here. Please join in, comment. You know, we right here.
Yeah, we interactive and shit. You interactive with us.
Right, I'm gonna let them do the interacting day. I might glance down every once in a while. Yo, if you on here, man, share the feed.
Yeah.
And share it with your people. Let them know we live. Let them in on the ignorance as well. Don't keep all the ignorance to yourself. I feel like that's selfish. We live. You know what I mean? I feel like that's selfish, keeping the ignorance to yourself.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah, you gotta
Take 2 seconds, click share, boom.
And that's it. It's done. You had to put a message on it, nothing. Just boom, share
Message.
Anyway, all right, y'all. Let's get into the drink of the day. And for the drink of the day, we have. Let me get that bottle.
I got you.
All right. So for the drink of the day, we have key lime coladas. So to make these key lime coladas, I got this Blue Chair Bay key lime rum cream. And you take this, you take an ounce of this. It called for Blue Chair Coconut Rum, but we had some Malibu Coconut Rum laying around. Half ounce of that, ounce of pineapple juice, ounce of orange juice, and an ounce of coconut cream. And you mix all that up, and you can either put it in a blender with ice and make a frozen drink. No, I ain't late. Or you can just mix it up regular and garnish it with some pineapples and some cherries and oh yeah, the umbrellas this week. Yeah, as you guys can see on the picture. And I must say, I'm kind of proud of myself for this one. Shit's delicious.
Yep. I'm already on round 2.
Yeah.
And see acting like he driving home tonight. It's enough. It's okay.
It's called deciding that I'm grown.
Oh, there we go. Now all of a sudden you fucking grown. Okay,
I've been grown, but you decided my to me.
That's you just decided you was grown.
No, I decided I want to know fucking liquor.
You just said see ya.
This how y'all is this week?
Right. Apparently.
She got smart ass shit to say. I'm gonna have something to fucking respond with.
Come on,
anyway.
Come on, see ya.
So when y'all get a chance, man, this is a great summer drink, man. This lime is that key lime taste is amazing. All right, so let's get into a couple topics, and we got a couple that are shitty tonight. I'm sorry, I apologize, but we got to talk about them. The first thing is there was a hung jury in the Cosby trial, and I don't know if this is anything to be celebrated necessarily. I feel like the case was bogus. I do feel like he did some of that shit, but they put on a 6-minute defense. I think if they put on a better defense, they might have got him off completely. And then he wouldn't have to be put up with a retrial 4 or 5 months later.
I feel like you are glazing over the fact that he was raping people. Like, you seem very past the concept of him being a rapist.
Well, he ain't got off completely.
You just seem more appalled by the concept of him being tried or the timetable as opposed to him actually being a rapist.
So here's the thing. I understand that he's a rapist. I'm not saying that's
where rapists belong, right?
That's okay. He should be locked up. But here's the thing. Okay, sure in this system, as many times as they fuck up with black people, they found a way to royally fuck him over on this one. Like this case was at the last day. It was it was a deposition where he volunteered information that they got the information to even bring this case to trial. You're not even supposed to be able to use that. but somehow some janky ass judge allowed it in, and this how this case got moving forward. I'm not mad at the fact that there's a possibility to go to jail. If he go to jail, he deserves it. I'm mad at the entire legal process as how it came about. I don't like that shit at all. I'm not defending Cosby or rooting for him to get off. It just is what it is. It's fucked up on all sides.
I am okay because I agree. I see that point of view. He's wrong. He deserves to be in jail if he ends up there. Mm-hmm. Okay. However, unfortunately, it's been many other times the legality of the legal system has allowed other people not to get tried or not to go to jail because things weren't done properly. Right. What you're saying essentially is because this wasn't done properly, it shouldn't have actually went to court.
Right.
Or, okay.
Yeah. And that happens all day.
Right is right.
If we don't live by the rules of the justice system, we need to live completely by them. But as we all know, that doesn't necessarily apply to black people in this country. Unfortunately, that's just the truth. But anyway, that'll be going to trial again because they're gonna retry him. Did y'all see this clown doing the hey outside as he's walking out the courtroom?
And the man tried to put his hand down and said, the guy who was walking next to him was like, man, stop.
Like, hey, like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
You know what? I did not, and I actually returned all of my judgment, and he was going to go to jail now. And I'm glad he got played this trial. For real? Seriously?
It was walking out the courtroom, I think it was after the mistrial. Either after the mistrial or one day last week as they were in deliberations. He's walking out and he like they got cameras on like crazy. He goes, hey. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, if that wasn't the glove didn't fit, I mean, if that just wasn't more like antagonizing the world, like, I'm rich, bitch.
The other thing is, too, whoever his public representatives are that are out here riding for him, like, they celebrated this mistrial as if they was not going to have to go back to court. Like, they went out there talking reckless. Like, the judge shouldn't have did this.
It's because the same reason a defense lawyer's job is to defend a person who murdered somebody. I mean, anything other than a guilty conviction is a win.
It's a win for
this point. Maybe a temporary win, but it's not a loss. Yeah, so it's a win.
But you don't go out there talking about the judge, and the same judge will have to see the case again in 4 or 5 months.
Of course.
Yeah, that's just a bad move in my opinion. But that saga continues, and
yes,
hopefully after the retrial, it'll be over.
Meanwhile, are y'all still buying Jello pudding?
I ain't
buying Jello pudding. Yeah,
I don't like pudding,
probably. Yeah, I don't forget the Jello. You asked that same thing, I think, last week.
I'm trying to say, because people still, I still like Bill Cosby. I still watch the Cosby Show, so I put it like that. I still watch the Cosby Show.
Yeah, I watch it.
I mean, watching the show doesn't mean you support him being a rapist.
This is true. It was a really damn good show.
It was a good show. But I think that people choose their words inappropriately. I still like Bill Cosby. I still like Bill Cosby work. Mm-hmm. As a person, I can't like Bill Cosby because to say you like Bill Cosby, when you say you like your rapist of a neighbor, he ain't no shows and stuff. But he be a good person. Exactly. Would you like him still?
That's why I said I still watch the show.
Right, I watch the show, but no, you said I still like Bill Cosby.
Is that
that's
saying because
like his work.
Here's the thing, he still earns residuals from every time that show is played. So does that...
It comes on 3-4 times. It comes on 3-4 times a day on
So does that
alone.
Then...
People also getting paid.
Can that be interpreted as you supporting him?
I don't think it is. It's on TV. I mean, hell. Even if you don't watch it.
I think at this point when it's a syndication, you get paid every time it runs.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gotta watch it. Yeah, it's running. It's airing right
now. People gotta watch it in order for it to stay on. Though.
What to stay on? Yes,
yeah. But it's a syndication.
The one them 10 they signed up for. You can cash that check. Them 10 until 15 or 20 in a row getting no viewers. You can keep cashing them checks.
So that's what I'm saying. People still the masses still support him.
Right. Let's move on to worse things. The Philando Castile murderer walked this week. He was found not guilty, and to throw salt in the wound, they released the dash cam video of the incident that they somehow found a way to not make public, so people wouldn't see it. And needless to say, it's extremely fucking disturbing. I was watching it while I was sitting in the doctor's office today, and like right as the nurse came in to talk to me, is when he got shot, and I like jumped, like what the fuck? Like it's just crazy to me. There's absolutely no way. I really don't understand like what kind of cases are being put on, what type of jurors are being picked that see this tape, that sees the woman calmly talking on her Facebook video, who saw all this footage during trial. And I don't know if there's anything that you can say to be like, that wasn't murder. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like it does nothing about it makes any sense. It was cold-blooded murder.
I can tell you what just watching the dash cam video a few minutes ago, the only not even validation, the only way around any of this, which couldn't be proven or disproven from that dash cam video, is whether he pulled out a gun.
It wasn't no gun out. She pulled the camera out right directly after that, after he got shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what the officer kept saying, which I'm not saying that he pulled out a gun, but I'm saying this is the argument that the defense attorney is going to use, is that
he was pulling out a gun,
and even you hear the officer saying afterwards, I told him not to reach for his gun. That's why they're trained to do that, to continue to say, quit resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just standing here. But that's so whatever cameras are picking up, can hear you say quit resisting, so that when they go to court,
they can say, I told him to quit resisting because he's resisting. And what's crazy is it's not only the cop's voice on the video. Like you hear the girlfriend who goes into extreme calm mode, which when I first saw that shit, the night that it hit the internet, like that in itself was crazy. She went into extreme calm mode. So
she got annoyed.
As he's screaming, I told him not to pull out his gun. And she's like, he wasn't pulling out his gun, sir. You told him to get out his license and registration. He was getting his license and registration.
He had already handed him something on the video.
So he did hand him something. So he kept on saying, don't pull it out. He's like, I'm not pulling it out. I'm not. And the dude just got loud and belligerent. Like
as if he saw a gun.
As if he ain't have to see it on gun.
That's all part of I'm just saying that's part of their training.
Case. I guess honestly, watching the video, I don't feel like I learned anything new.
No, this is exactly what I thought.
I mean, this is
validation.
With her having the video immediately with him getting shot, based on how she described it, she described the shit, I mean, to a T, in my opinion, based on what I saw. Perfect. And at the point to where he breathing all hard and screaming and all over, we heard that on the Facebook Live joint. So, I mean, like, again, I don't feel like anything was learned or gained from this video outside of just, the concept of actually seeing him get shot. I mean, actually being a part of the actual shooting, not post. That's the only thing I gained from this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel any worse because I already had the same feeling I have right now about this video today.
In the first place.
You know what I'm saying? I already was in a place where I feel like this is what happened, essentially. And what I thought happened did. I feel bad. The feelings and emotions never go away, but I don't feel different. I feel like I'm just as informed as I was before, and this is just as horrible as I thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible, man. Like I feel like if you can't release it beforehand or whatever, don't let the man be not guilty. It's like they just do that shit to piss us off even more. Like literally, like I feel like it's an evil.
Has anyone been charged?
What do you mean?
In any of these cases?
No. They've been charged.
Not charged, convicted.
No one has been. The one guy that was convicted
in South Carolina for shooting a guy in the back.
No, he didn't get convicted of murder. It was a hung jury. It was they ended up doing a. He went to jail on a federal civil rights charge, but he did not get convicted of murder or manslaughter or anything or whatever. That was murder. The man was running away.
Yeah, that dude was 20 feet away.
Yeah, and he shot him in the back. So, and he didn't get convicted for murder. I'm like, that's definitely the one. The only one where someone was actually convicted was the one where the guy got shot in the stairwell of like a project building in New York by the cop. And they found the cop guilty, and the judge commuted the whole sentence.
What about the 12-year-old who was in the park with the BB?
They didn't even bring charges. They waited a fucking year, and it was a year, maybe a little bit over. I don't know, a little bit under, maybe a little over a year.
Did you bring the Wi-Fi stuff?
Yeah, and it was a year, and yeah, they still didn't even bring charges in those cases. So in a lot of these cases, they find a way to not even bring charges, and on the ones that they do bring charges, we're seeing no convictions. That's what comes back.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it's clear. It's very fucking obvious at this point. It's just murder, and like I don't know what the fuck we do about it. And
what do you do about it?
Hey, look, I told you after that happened, they had it was a black guy. I'm not sure he was a sheriff or a cop or something like that. Not that he agreed that anybody should have been shot for that. He was going over what they supposedly teach you on gun safety when you get your gun license, on how to appropriately
inform an officer.
Yes. Okay. And he was saying how, and this is a black man. So I mean, I heard people say this, but this is a black man actually showing like in his truck on the street with somebody else demonstrating what they supposedly teach you in class on how. Mm-hmm. Again, not agree he should have been shot, wrongful death, murder, all that shit, very clear. Mm-hmm. And they say you're supposed to put your hand on the dash and acknowledge that you have a weapon prior to doing anything else, and that they acknowledge that you have said weapon or whatever they require you to do with some foolishness.
Mm-hmm. Do we even believe that?
Do I believe teaching in class? Yes. I don't think a black guy was lying. No. I don't think a black man on the internet on YouTube lying about the problem that they tell you to do.
I do believe that they give you directions as to what to do, but it don't matter. It don't matter. The man could have been like, I got a gun, and he just shot him. And he'd be like, I was scared. I thought he was pulling a gun from off the windshield that I can clearly see. Like the other person that went in charge, and the fucking window was up. Talking about they felt threatened. They shot. Come on, man.
It's been
it's too many cases. Too many cases. Too many blatant. They all pretty fucking obvious. Like this shit is just
times of the internet, because this isn't. In all honesty, this stuff has been happening.
Uh-huh.
I had a childhood or teenage boyfriend who told me about a time where the cops took him to a cemetery, beat him, and left him there. Now, I thought it was the craziest thing that ever happened. What do you mean? What? They just beat you up and left you there?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
That's what
the fuck? Yeah. And then to one of my friends who was dating a guy who lived in the same neighborhood, same thing happened to him. I said, okay. It's some crazy shit going on. This is about 10, 15 years ago.
This is normal behavior. Like, I used to hang out with niggas that was in the streets, that was in the hood. And all the time, you would hear shit about, man, the cops got names. They know these motherfuckers by names. Man, that motherfucker pick you up, take your money, take your drugs, beat your ass, and then that's it. You don't go to jail, but they was beating your ass, taking your money, throwing your drugs down the sewer, whatever the fuck they want to do. That's not following the letter of the law, but they was doing that shit, and it don't get reported. You know why? Because they out there doing dirt. Because they doing dirt don't mean you get to go out there and do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Oh, no. It definitely does not. You definitely lose your leverage of legality, though, when you do illegal things, though. You couldn't report them because you also had drugs in your possession when they did these horrible things to you as well.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying it's right. Just being honest about the situation is. I promise you, I've never had a scenario in that capacity happen to me in that manner. Mm-hmm. I've been put over unnecessarily, yes. Never had anything crazy happen and put over in my life. Mm-hmm. Not saying I'm the exception, not saying that's the rule. Again, I'm more so saying I am the exception possibly. Mm-hmm. But I know I've never had anything happen to me. I also don't do illegal things. I also don't have a weapon. 2, I guess 3, when a cop pulled me over, when a cop pulled me over, I'm also very aware that I want to go home from here.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think whether it's right or wrong, yes. Should I be able to display my frustration to a cop as long as I don't curse at them, do nothing disrespectful, out of hand, put my hands on them, and do what they ask me to do? And if I'm not happy or disagree, should express that, clearly, and not be like, oh, thank you. No, I should be able to. However, I don't feel that big a deal by having to be a little more courteous then I think I would have to be.
What's the thing though?
Go home. I don't care that much.
That's the thing though. It's gotten like we've seen so many of these cases. It's gotten to the point to where like getting pulled over by a fucking cop is like the scariest shit in the world for me. Because it doesn't fucking matter, dog. They find reasons. Most of these motherfuckers weren't doing shit.
I just think it's a generalization. And like I have cops in my family, and I have been in situations where all of us should have got locked up and they let us go. You get what I'm saying? So I have been in situations where they're like, oh, you motherfuckers really actually need to be going to jail. All of y'all. Mm-hmm. But you know what? We in Richmond Heights and I'm going to let y'all go. You know what I'm saying? So I can't, 2 white cops, 2 o'clock in the morning, shit like that. I've been in situations, so I'm like, kind of with Corey on the fact that I'm not going to necessarily just be overly, kissing extra ass, but I'm not going to go out of my way to be ignorant or mad because I'm automatically assuming that you finna be an asshole just because I'm black and you...
Or not.
Right.
Or could be.
Right, or not.
So here's what I'm saying.
The one time I did get into some shit, it was with a black officer, by the way.
Here's the thing.
So I'm
as far as my behavior when I'm with the cop, number one, it's always courteous, it's always nice because you realize that you don't want things to escalate and get bad. Like that's just
you're gonna power here.
It's just kind of exactly like you your main goal in these situations now is just try to make it out of this shit alive. What I'm saying is, like for real, what I'm saying is after watching all of these fucking cases, it's like I don't give a damn what the situation is. I feel fucking scared.
Listen, do you ever imagine that it's sensualized?
What you mean?
Because, for example, let's say, and I'm just making up these statistics like a motherfucker. Let's say every day 1 million black people get pulled over. Mm-hmm. Okay? Twice a year, it may be a video they roll around. 10 times a year, maybe a video they roll around. Right. We're negating the fact that 9 million people skated by scot-free. Some of them lived and got to go to jail with the drugs and the weapons and stuff that the police fought up off of them. Everybody ain't getting shot that's getting pulled over is what I'm saying. So I think that the videos do make black men like yourself more paranoid because it's sensualized. In your face. It's showing you this one segment, but it's not showing you the 10 million people that got locked up regularly, and even though they got chased down and pulled a gun out of the cops. It's people that pull a gun out on cops and still go to jail and not get killed.
I do think about it more. I am more aware of it. I am all of those things.
Right.
I don't actually feel like genuine fear. I'm anxious. I'm a little more cautious what I'm doing, make sure I ain't tripping. Mm-hmm. But I'm like I don't fear for my life, not because I'm not saying it's a real thing, but because this thing we had the conversation about children's fathers of and mothers outside who aren't married, right? Mm-hmm. I deal with my reality. My reality is I am a good father. Mm-hmm. My reality is I take care of my child.
And you're a law-abiding citizen.
Yes. So my reality as far as being pulled over is I'm never doing anything wrong. So my anxiousness is not because I fear something happening to me because of something I'm doing, per se because of the scenario. Mm. I also try my damnedest to not put myself in situations where I'm doing such. Generally, like for instance, again, not blaming Flendo Castile for anything. I happen to not ride around my brake lights out. I happen to not that I know of, but I do check that stuff.
But you can't always check it.
Because I have 2 out. How do you have 2 out? You don't know you got 2 out of 3.
Because they probably blow together. They sweat.
No, it was the top and the bottom. It was separate.
Hey, I've been pulled over for my brake lights and didn't know my brake light was out.
One of the last times.
That's totally like shit. Most of the time,
you don't know
my brake light out. Right? Somebody's like, "Yo, your brake light out," and I'm like, "Oh, I need to get that."
How do you personally step on your brake and check the light?
Well, honestly, I've had a couple older cars, and I had a couple cars I bought with new, so I generally check that kind of stuff every so often, honestly. My dad would tell me that. I would check that.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody will.
I'm saying. Somebody.
You need to set eyes.
Yes, obviously, but I'm saying, but
you'll get that other set of eyes.
Yeah, I'll check those kind from time to time. This
thanks, Woo. It's sensationalized.
Thank you, sensualized.
Did you say it? I'm like,
thank you, Woo Child. Thank you, Woo Child. Woo Child.
I mean, obviously, if one thing happened and I show it on TV, but 10,000 times it didn't happen, we all see the one and say, "Oh my gosh, it's crazy." It is crazy. It still don't change the fact that the one is crazy.
Yeah.
It don't change that the 10 is crazy.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes we fail to realize percentages are there for a reason. Statistics exist for a reason to explain how often it truly happens. Is it 1 in 10,000? Is it 1 in a million? Is it 1 in a billion?
What he's saying right now, he's saying, and it's a disproportionate way in which we are targeted. That's the problem.
Yes,
and
yes, that is true.
Like the likelihood of us being pulled over is extremely higher than every other damn race. It's just black and brown people anyway. That's just facts. They focus in on our neighborhoods and pull us over more because we're more likely to have some shit wrong with our car. We're more likely to not be able to get our plates. Because, I mean, it's just poor neighborhoods and shit like that. They actually prey on the poor in these situations. And they just pull people over and it's a numbers game. Eventually we'll get somebody. And that's the fucked up part about it. Moving on. There was a case I saw today that the jury decided that they was going to award the family of a dog $1.26 million because he was killed by the police.
So how you roll that in? Come on.
It's bullshit. Like the fucking justice system makes no sense. How a jury decides, you know what, we need to pay this family for your dog being killed by the cop, but you don't decide that we need to convict this fucking cop for killing an actual fucking... I just don't get it.
I'm going to tell you why, though. Well, Nick explained it earlier.
What's that?
Well, if you want to look honestly, what you can clearly say is the dog did nothing per se. Unless he was attacking him, the dog did nothing wrong. No, unless the dog was attacking him or trying to bite him, in the process, at that moment, the dog did nothing wrong, right? Quote, air quotes. But that's what he said. In all these videos, there's always some level of suspicion that people want to have or want to make up or want to put on the scenario based on the words or improper protocol for, displaying your weapon or discussing you had it. So it's not that, that's also wrong. Killing that dog is wrong. Right. That's horrible. Okay? Mm-hmm. Kill a person, definitely worse. But with how they rationalize it, I don't agree. That in their mind, they can rationalize that the dog did nothing wrong. But in their mind, because they want to sit and discuss it. So when I'm around people who want to sit and discuss why, and I'm not going to say who, we all know who they are. People who want to discuss why all these people of color, how the situation could have led to this. But that's their point. Because if they can agree or rationalize in their mind as to why this is possible or how this person, was a part of the issue that led to this, that's how they in their mind can do this. They're going to say the dog is an innocent bystander. A dog's a pet. Exactly. A dog's an animal. Exactly. But this man, they're going to say, Flito Castillo didn't have his hands on the board. The little kid shouldn't have been in the park playing with a gun. Oh boy should have been selling Lucy's outside of the store. Again, not saying it's right, but they in their mind rationalize. Mike Brown just robbed a store and was and attacked the cop and pulled his gun. Again, they keep finding ways to rationalize out how these people are not victims per se, or even if halfway victims and halfway a part of the problem. And in their mind, if I can rationalize, perception is key in everything we do in this world. If I can rationally explain out the fact that you made this cop make a decision, you can't. It's hard to explain how the dog made the cop make unless it's biting him.
Because it's a dog.
Right.
I'm just being me.
Right. So, not saying it's right, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
The words used in the video, the concept that police are already putting the bad in that situation.
You do
rationalize this stuff.
The exact same. Well, you're talking about the jurors, is what we're talking about.
Well, yeah, but
yes. they found a way to
their perspective.
Yeah,
their perspective. Because I'm
I'm
not necessarily a dog person. Like, if I fear, I can use that same. I fear for my fucking life and shoot the dog. Why didn't that defense work in that case?
I don't think unless the dog is approaching you.
But it might not have been like a criminal case against
I don't know.
It might have just been
I don't know. I don't know how the dog was killed, and that's the first part. If a stray bullet went through a yard and killed a dog, okay, that's a different conversation. Yeah. But if you saying I was in a yard doing my job and this dog came out of the blue
running
and caught me off guard,
and I stabbed him,
okay, that's a fair conversation. I guess I need to really see exactly what this dog did, but assuming the dog did not do much, assuming that for the sake of this conversation,
for the sake that he got a suit, one, apparently he ain't do too much.
So what I'm saying is. That's their point, though. They can rationalize. When I hear people say it now, they're like, or even when it happened, I'd be like, he said, well, he should have. I said, nope, I'm not doing this at work around other people. And I'd be like, no, let's not do this. I respect what you're saying. Let's not do this.
All right.
Because I gotta leave this meeting. I ain't getting fired today. I ain't getting fired today.
Because I gotta leave this meeting. This can't happen.
I ain't getting fired today.
No.
I can't get fired today.
Damn.
All right.
They can say their opinion, and yours just got to...
Well, no.
Or you think it'll escalate?
It'll escalate, because I'm going to be so outdone by this statement of saying, well, why was he in the park with a gun? And immediately, I'm just like, I can't. So, yeah. I mean, it happened to me, actually. Somebody actually told me the Philando Castillo thing about he should have put his hand in his ass for at work. A person of another race. And I literally was like...
I got to walk away.
I can't.
You can't walk away.
They started with, well, he should have.
Okay. All right.
Sleep.
All right. So, neither one of us saw. Did you see the Tupac movie?
All eyes on him. I don't know.
No.
Did any of y'all see the Tupac movie? How was it? I ain't watching it. I'm not.
So listen.
Jada Pinkett was talking about it was wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't get a chance to see the movie this weekend. It did have a strong weekend. It opened at $27 million for the first weekend. The budget for the movie was 40, so more than likely it's gonna make his money back plus a lot more. So even though it got some mixed reviews, I've seen some people say they love it. I've seen some people say it was okay, and I've seen some people say it was trash. Mm-hmm. Here's my problem: you had 50 Cent see the movie basically the night before the movie even came out, and he first thing in the morning bashing the fucking movie before people get a chance to go see it. And then before...
What did he say? Hold up. He said it was trash.
He
said, watch it on Fire Stick.
He said, watch it on Fire Stick. Yeah.
That's fucked up for a man that got a show out that's getting ready to drop on Sunday.
Yo, it's a...
Yeah, I'm ready though, too.
So here's my problem. Like, we have a bad enough time already getting funding for movies that we want done in Hollywood, right?
How dare you?
So I'm not saying that you have to agree that the movie was good or bad, but let the movie make its run and
shut your ass up.
Shut up. Let the movie do what the movie gonna do.
Because if somebody would have reached out and hated on his ass, remember when Power and Empire was having their whole little debate? It's the same storyline. When people was hating on his ass, he was feeling some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
But his show was legitimately better than Empire.
I agree.
I think the difference is though is that I agree, but in the same token, the 30% of people, I'd say 40% of people who actually go to the show regardless are still going to go see it.
Right.
The maybe 30 to 40 who ain't going to go see it,
ain't going to go see it,
are going to go see it. So at most you're looking at 20-25% of people somewhere in there. The ratio is of people who might be swayed. All 20 aren't going to be swayed. So in the grand scheme of things, you weren't going to go see it regardless.
No, I probably wouldn't go see it.
Okay, so
I
go to the show. We're gonna go to the show. I'm gonna go see it. Now, I usually try to make some first weekend black movies because that's what really defines them. Not total gross. How do you fare in your first weekend? How do you define movies?
Right. So
that's how you define movies.
So my problem is with the people who are located, that are in Hollywood, who are in the industry, and who understand everything that goes into getting the funding for the movie of that magnitude to come out. Like, give the movie a chance to perform and let people decide for themselves before you get your big Hollywood ass out here and sway a bunch of people not to go see the movie.
Especially not to go see
Not to go. Like, literally,
there was some bitch shit.
50 Cent came out the morning before everybody got a chance to decide if they was going to see the movie or not. And then
Friday morning.
Jada Pinkett, Friday afternoon before shit. It was the mix on the radio when I heard that she had got online and started telling that the things in the movie were false. That's fine and dandy. But understand that we're talking about Black Hollywood and we need to take care of Black Hollywood. You ain't like the movie, you ain't feel it, that's fine. But as influential people in Hollywood or influential people on the internet that influence people's decisions, don't come out and shit on the movie. Let the movie perform. And that way, when you come to them with a fucking movie idea, 50 Cent, who may not be able to come, I'm pretty sure if he want to do a movie for $50 million, he ain't coming out of his fucking pocket with a $50 million to do his own movies. They're gonna go get somebody else's movie and money to do these movies a lot of the times. That you leave this door open.
They should have just been a little more calculated in their steps.
Wait, I'm not even saying
don't come and try to drop book, because to me there was just like
they tried to kill it. They tried to kill it over the weekend, dog. So I was happy to see
it. Wasn't a black director?
Yeah, I can't think of the dude's name. It wasn't John Singleton. When I guess he backed out because they didn't want to do too much of the stuff that he wanted to do, and it was I can't think of the guy's name. I've been hearing it all week, but
I didn't see a lot of promo behind this movie though.
I seen a shit. They've been promoting this movie for like over a year.
I didn't.
I've been seeing clips and those trailers for hellers about that movie leading up to it.
Must have missed it.
So
hi Chauncey, what's up, Chad?
I'm glad it did a good 20. I'm glad it did the 27 million it did.
Yeah, that's damn
a good weekend. And then that means that movie was successful. Even though everybody didn't necessarily like it, it wasn't straight out of Compton per se, numbers wise or success wise, because everybody loves Straight Outta Compton. I had a few problems with it, but that's just me.
Agreed.
But hey, let these movies do what they need to do, man. Don't shit on the first one.
What about New Edition?
New Edition was good, but it was a 4 or 5 night movie event. 3 nights? Was it 3 nights? 3 or 4 nights? It was 3 nights. It was a 3-night event that covered a lot of shit. They couldn't leave out. They covered a lot more stuff in their story than what you can cover in a 2-hour Straight Outta Compton movie. Like there was a lot of stuff they missed.
Okay.
Very obvious stuff, and it was just like, what the fuck? And I was like, what the fuck? Watching the movie.
And until we learned that a lot of that shit in the movie is just so they would make a good movie,
right?
Because, I mean, Tupac's life was good for every bit of a short period of time.
Right.
Like, a couple years. He was super young. What was he, like 26? How old was
26 when he died.
Yeah. So, I mean, damn, it's only so many years that he was popping. Shit. How exciting was the rest of his life?
It was a bunch of shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like that whole time, it was a bunch of shit.
I know, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You only need a 2-hour movie for that. You don't need a New Edition. Storyline.
We talking about 30,
the 70s and shit. They went back to the 70s.
40 years of history with the New Edition story.
Exactly.
So I'm glad it did.
Benny Boom directed it.
Benny Boom, yeah, that's who it
is. Thanks, Tav.
Yeah, I knew it was a pretty popular name. I just can't think of it at that moment. Carmichael Show. You watch Carmichael Show, right?
Yes, I do.
It's hilarious. Did y'all
just recently started watching it, and I really enjoyed it. Binge watching.
Because it's hella good. So
when season 3 coming out?
It's already on.
Is season 3 out?
Yes.
I didn't know. I'm binge watching, so I'm not.
So y'all ain't seen the latest episodes of Carmichael Show?
No. Tell us about it.
So listen, I'm gonna give y'all a gist of this episode. Yeah, I can't tell y'all the funny shit that's gonna happen because you gotta watch it because you know.
You can tell us.
No, I don't remember. It's silly.
Okay.
So anyway, for the most part, the episode was about dude grandma wanted to kill herself. Like she was dying, she was getting dementia or something. And she was like, I don't want to live through this. Like I want to take my own life. So she called him over there and decided that she was gonna kill herself. Like she gonna take some pills and she was gonna die that day, with or without them. So she called them there so they could be with her and say goodbyes and shit like that. So it was basically an assisted suicide. They stayed there with her. She took the pills. They talked a little bit, cracked some jokes, of course, because they all silly. And then they just kind of left out there. It was over with her. But she died on her own terms. So I saw that earlier in the week, and then a couple of days later, I see a story about a young lady who was found guilty. This is real life. She was found guilty of manslaughter because of text messages she sent to a guy who ended up committing suicide.
What did it say?
How leading were the messages?
The message, she was trying to, they had been talking
Kill
about
yourself
it.
already.
Yeah.
Come on.
She was like, if you don't do it now, you'll never do it. Like, now is the best time to go ahead and do it.
I found her.
Is that manslaughter though? Like, is she responsible
not
for?
At all.
Like, he killed himself. Like, how is she responsible?
And not even in the same room with home.
No, these was she got convicted for text messages she sent to him. Like, obviously, he's confided in her and talked about the fact that he wanted to kill himself. So I'm completely lost.
Now, I could maybe say failure to report it would be what they could convict her for, because maybe she should have reported that somebody was causing bodily harm to themselves.
Unless you're a medical professional,
exactly.
You have to.
But they also say if you see a crime being committed, you have an obligation to do something. You're supposed to. They're gonna say, why didn't you call 911?
But did you do anything wrong though?
Yeah, but that. I still agree that she should not be convicted of manslaughter over text messages, mainly because it's a text message. She in no way, and people tell people all kind of stuff.
She didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Or physically help with him killing himself.
Nope.
And that is crazy.
In words, do you know how much people? I mean, that
because
can go so far.
It is illegal to help somebody in the hospital kill themselves. But
yeah, I would think if you are actually helping, I know for a fact that in some states I think they've made it legal in some kind of ways for certain people to be able to assist people with their own deaths, with their own suicide, by providing them with
nurses and doctors are going to jail for this.
Yeah.
Even a person wanted.
Yeah, because it's
even if they're getting ready to die in 3 months, there's no question.
It's an ethics violation. Like, you can't help nobody.
Your job is
the opposite.
To save their life,
right? Not to help them kill themselves. So, but in this case, I thought that was weird. Like, you
want me to run up $3 million more of hospital bills and then die?
Right? No, like
what, the money?
What else reason would, if you know I'm getting ready to die, and I'm okay with it and everybody else okay with it on my side, and y'all the ones keeping me alive, what the fuck are we doing here?
I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know. I don't think that young lady, I don't know if it was two. I know we had one. I don't know if, I don't ever think anybody should go to jail for sending text messages and somebody else kills themselves.
Okay.
I think that's one of those vengeance things probably.
But manslaughter that's
pushed by the family. Yeah, it probably was pushed by the family, and they wanted somebody to die for. I mean, somebody to go to jail for their kid killing themselves, as opposed to.
Why didn't she text me? Why didn't she call me? She just.
I get and understand all of that, but suicide is a different type of animal.
It is.
Yeah, and it makes you react in strange ways and blame it on people.
Okay.
All right, CRN, do we have a email this week?
Yes, we do. What
we got?
Here we go. I'll read this thing. Me and my husband have been married for 6 years, but we only got married because I was pregnant. He's good to me, but I don't love him the way you should love your husband. I started cheating. I think he knows and just lets me because he knows how unhappy I am. I don't want to hurt him or break up our family, but I haven't been this happy in years. What do I do?
Haven't been as happy? This happy now that she with somebody else?
Well, not necessarily. I guess she's finding some peace or something with what she's doing, because clearly she married this man because they had a kid. And maybe if she thinks he knows, he probably knows.
All right, so they got married because they had a kid. Like, this is an actual thing you did.
People do it all the time.
Number one, that's about the worst thing you can do.
It is, but people do it all the time. And people actually make it from that, though.
I'm so happy my husband loved me. I know, clearly.
People do it every day, though.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Greg from the Drinks at the Kids Table podcast, do not get married because you have a kid. That's not a reason to get married.
It's not.
So I feel like that's strike number one right there. The other thing is you cheating and you cool with it right now because it's just you stepping out and you think he knows and he thinks, how you know he ain't stepping out though?
And that's why you so cool.
Yeah,
he's so cool.
He's so cool. Like she get hers, I get mine. And we come home and do this thing the right way.
And you are.
And I'm not opposed to that either. My thing with this whole situation is she has to at some point, sooner than later, have a conversation about it. Mm-hmm. It's no reason. If you think he already know, then put it on the table and find out if you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you about that life and if you haven't been this happy in years, it's worth having that conversation with him as to why you've been so happy. Because otherwise you're doing him a disservice and yourself a disservice. Why are you wasting your time with him if that's not making you happy?
And the other thing is...
And why are you wasting his fucking time?
Kids are very perceptive. So, y'all around here... I don't know how many kids... Did they say how many kids they had here?
No.
So, we know they got married because they had at least one.
Yeah.
Like, kids pick up on every goddamn thing don't be around here thinking that because y'all semi-cool, I guess, but you not happy that the kid don't pick up on the vibe.
Just 'cause she 5, she don't know y'all in here.
Yeah, that y'all ain't happy. Like, the kids pick up on all that shit. So usually, it may seem like it's the right thing to do, but you might not know if you're necessarily doing the right thing. You really need to pay attention to what's going on with your kid in the situation as well.
It's a tricky scenario because one, I get that people do all the time get married for kids, whether it's right or wrong. And you want me to be told, people were doing that years ago. Like that was one of the main people who got married. Like, hey, we got a kid. This is the right thing to do. So well before we were even existed or thought, that was happening.
It's a new day and age with this other shit going on.
That probably happens less now than it did 50 years ago.
Agreed.
Okay. So I do people think it's the message, but some people just still believe it's the right thing. And studies show if you raise a kid in a happy home with two parents, the key word is happy though. Trigger word here is happy. So before you can decide if you're happy or not, it got to be a two-parent household first before you even decide if you're happy or not. I mean,
of course. That's half the battle is being married.
Right. Yeah. It's impossible to reach this goal without at least trying. Right. So I get why she wanted to try. I just think that maybe you should have figured out it didn't work before 6 years.
I don't even think that's the problem.
6 years. Now that you
know, right?
Yeah.
Either dip,
being a donor about it and have a conversation about it. He might be okay if you think if you already are under the impression that you stepping out and he all right with it, he just not saying nothing because he see how happy that you are. Then y'all need to go ahead and put that out on the table and make sure that y'all both on the same page. Because you might be thinking that he thinks that. And that's not even what he on. Don't leave that man up in the air like that.
He could not know and think that you actually are happy or for some other reason.
Right.
Exactly. And let him have an opportunity. And that's another thing.
Like,
does he have an opportunity to go and play the fuck around since you're playing around?
I say yeah.
Me too.
Keep it fair.
Hey, yeah.
They got even it out before we fix this.
And then we got this is fixing it. If that's the case, if you happy with me being
what you know about is not positive. You always want to be in positive on this part of marriage.
I need to check my box out too, so you didn't
my bad, I went down the wrong path.
Look, I
gotta go back to my wrong. Okay,
that is not in line with your normal marriage discussion of securing your spouse and being
I go back down my lane, man.
Being a good person and trying to work. Exactly. That is not in line.
But, people grow, feelings change, and needs and wants change. See, that is, nobody wants the same thing today that they're going to want 10 or 20 years down the line.
She also didn't give, any reasons as to why she was unhappy and if they had been trying to work on it.
Right.
And it wasn't working. She just basically said...
Is his penis little?
Well, see, you said that, but in the same token, there's people who live right now but they don't love. Some handle it well, some don't.
Yeah, I know somebody.
It ain't saying doing something right or wrong. They flat out just don't love this person. And people who marry for money, or people who marry because of kids, or marry for security or other situations, plenty of people don't love their spouse. And literally, I had a person tell me one time, marriage, you should love your spouse, but it's also a business arrangement.
It's definitely a business arrangement.
Yeah. And I said,
hey, she's my hero.
Can
bump that? His lawyers out here doing divorces for $99.
You hear me, Kenyon?
No.
Listen, if your spouse, if y'all decide that I love you, I don't want to leave you, but I also want to fuck around over here. My honest opinion is to go for it. Say something. Don't leave them out in the blue. You never know. They may be all right with it. But as long as you're willing, because you know what? I am such a strong, firm believer in an eye for an eye. I'm such a... You can't tell me that you expect to go and do anything and think that I'm going to sit home and wait on you. Right? That's what I'm saying.
So
you can't be upset by that is what I'm saying.
Well, of course not.
Yeah, you can't be upset because you drink the last of the Kool-Aid, and then when I go drink the last Kool-Aid, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? That's just with anything. That's just life to me.
Yeah,
it's always eye for an eye. Eye for an eye.
Oh yeah. You don't like that. You get yours off. I don't get mine off. Some shit.
Well, no, I'm a firm believer. It ain't always an eye for an eye. I'm just saying, don't look. Even that, I'm just saying, if I do it, I don't want to hear nothing. I might not even purposely do it, but if it happened to happen,
Then you gotta let them slide on GP just cause.
Just exactly.
If we decide to stay,
I ain't gonna go out and seek out the revenge. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm seeking out revenge.
I think we're clear, but they're clear on that.
Yeah. I'm making it known. You know I'm getting you back, right?
I'm not seeking.
You know this
revenge.
ain't over.
Might not be today.
Yeah.
Might not be tomorrow. But I'm getting that ass back.
You know what I'm saying? I might not seek the revenge, but if it happens to happen, I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to talk about it.
You want to brush it on the rug.
No.
You feel like since you did it, you thought it was okay when I do it, don't say shit to me?
Like you said about the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
Don't drink the last of the Kool-Aid and then don't say nothing. I don't say nothing to you.
Yeah.
And then when I do it, why you do that?
Well, you see now you're changing a person's reaction. I'm changing my actions. You are determining somebody else's actions. Just because you didn't respond don't mean she ain't gonna want to say something when you did.
That's true.
But not to say that when she says something, you can't say, well, you drank the last of the Kool-Aid. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna respond to that.
I didn't think it was a problem.
Yeah, but you
in the conversation.
But listen, if they know that you're definitely gonna. It's not going away. They're not gonna be silent. They're not just gonna take it. I doubt that.
You generalize people so much
all the time.
You group people together. It's not gonna be. It's some people that will and some people that won't. That ain't about their life. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what's our advice to the emailer? To have a talk with them or just keep fucking around?
My advice is yes.
Have a talk with them and keep fucking around.
No, my advice is this. Honestly, for the sake of the kid, let's assume at this moment, as best we know, the kid's not affected yet. Right.
Gotcha.
Let's assume the kid's not affected.
Right.
So if the two of you can decide to be happy together, that's the optimal choice, right?
Okay.
And not have the cheater step out or agree to something that involves you both stepping out to where you're happy. An agreement is be the first answer.
Okay.
And my second answer would get divorced if you're that unhappy, or just tell them. But that's less likely.
To me, anyone who's not willing to say something to the other person is not interested in making things work.
Yeah. So,
because if you're not even willing to give them the dignity of a conversation,
right?
What you expect to change? You're comfortable with what you do.
So you're not going to just stay doing it.
Exactly.
So what if she just stopped cheating and when I told her she was unhappy and she want to work on it? Do she need to tell him?
No.
I agree with that. I'm just saying.
No.
If he don't know, if he know, here's my thing. If he know, he might call you one. Okay. If he don't know, he might just move on with life.
Listen,
I ain't saying
if that's what you decided to do, and I never found out about it, and you came to me and told me you want to help, like want to work on a marriage, and we've been unhappy lately,
then they're gonna say, "What's the problem?"
Then cool, we can just work on it. Don't listen.
Yeah,
don't
you tell him.
Don't tell me.
You tell him it ain't gonna get us nowhere positive.
Nowhere. We not gonna be nowhere
afterwards, and even though you ain't cheating no more. Woo. That's a deep one right there.
No. Listen, but once again, you probably need to know your spouse a little bit. If you think they can handle it so you can move forward, then tell them. Because they're one of these people that you need to have. Or maybe it's just you. You need to have everything on the table.
Clean slate.
To make sure that you can move forward.
I think you need to measure your risk. Does this person work with you? Which person? The mistress or whatever the mistress.
The one you cutting off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does this person work with one of you? Do you know this person? Is it her friend?
Man.
Is it someone who's across her path? These are things you need to decide before you even decide. I'm not gonna tell you.
Can you? Can you? I don't think he knows she's cheating, and if he does, he's probably gay. He may not be gay. You think she a beard? Oh man, she might be a beard.
Do y'all see how situations go so far south when you decide to make assumptions outside of the realm of reality of a couple of sentences?
But that's how life is.
It's happened.
That's how life progresses.
Yeah. What, make a far-fetched conclusion?
Yes. You have to think beyond the realm of the current situation. We wouldn't have electricity if somebody was thinking beyond what was going on.
So this email tells you she's a beard.
No, that's what Kenya said. I asked, is she a beard? She's a beard?
This tells you, yeah.
No.
All right, so I was reading it again yesterday, North Carolina Supreme Court strikes down the law that prohibits sex offenders from using social media.
Repeat that. The Supreme Court.
North Carolina's Supreme Court strikes down a law that prohibits sex offenders from using social media.
So initially, there was a law prohibiting sex offenders from using social media, and now they back on.
Now they can get on social media. Yes.
Damn. Well.
So I guess it comes down to a First Amendment type thing.
Yeah.
Because if the law is so broad, saying you can't get on any social media involves a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's YouTube.
Yeah, that's everything. Like you literally can't.
I think porn is almost social media now, ain't it?
They got interactive porn. I guess you can
all that social media. Like and comment and share stuff.
You got your friends on there, I guess. I'm sure there's sites out there.
I'm sure it's porn friends.
Porn friends.
Porn friends.
Did you see that motherfucker?
Somebody dropped their name on their porn site. What's your name? What's your porn name on your porn site? You see that motherfucker that dropped earlier today? About 12:02? Yeah. Share that motherfucker.
So, I don't know. I think sometimes the sex offenders thing is real, but that law has so many things that can be attached to it. They can label you a sex offender for pissing in a park on a tree.
Because you were next to a school.
No.
Or
indecent exposure. Your penis should not be out. You should have.
But then they make you register for the sex offenders list for stuff like that. And just being being labeled a sex offender puts a different stigma on you that you can't get off, that you can't get away from. So for that law, I think it needs to be probably case by case basis. If you was a sexual predator on the internet or whatever, then anything to do with the computer, then we're gonna just limit you from doing that.
I think that the social media sites should ban
sex offenders.
If in that way they can be prosecuted if they found on the site.
That would be a requirement of the site then to go and randomly background check everybody before they log in.
No. It would just say if you're a sex offender, you cannot be, in their rules, in their.
So you saying you click the agreement for the
you agree that you're not a sex offender.
And so now when you get caught on the site,
exactly, that's the only way that can offset what the government is doing.
Yeah,
is if the site themselves limit the usage of a sex offender on Facebook.
But I ain't never seen a kid go to jail for lying about their age.
Yeah,
I mean that's the same thing. You make up a fake age just a website that asks you how old you are. Right. I'm not being funny, but it's the same concept. Same concept.
It is.
I think we've all probably done it ourselves.
I don't know. Unless a child has posted something inappropriate that they've then been penalized for. You know what I'm saying? I would imagine that has happened. And
I would. She
said she was 17, posted this picture, she looked 12, we looked her up, she's 12.
Right.
And now she's banned, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that has happened at some point, once they have flagged, triggered something.
I don't think that, I guess, unfortunately, everything in this world can't be case by case basis.
No.
It can't.
No.
There's too many things happening every day to create moving rules, sliding scales for people based on situations, because then that even makes the legality of things even worse. You want to see some unfair shit? Give people the actual right to decide the difference. They do it now illegally. Tell them it's legal to do it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how anything get better by them making choices on who gets what. I mean, they do that now. They do it now and it ain't right.
Yeah, I don't think I have a problem with this at all. Usually, something like this might bother me, but in social media sites, you wouldn't be able to keep them people off them sites anyway. It's just deemed illegal. But nothing about this law prohibits them from getting on there, creating profiles, and if they gonna be sex stalkers, they're gonna be sex stalkers no matter what.
We just need to raise better humans to be responsible and observant citizens. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's all we can do individually is the responsibility of who is in our families, and and to show them what to watch out for. We can't rely on the government to tell us who gonna be looking at or trying to holler at your daughters and sons, or who gonna be on here searching for some freaky shit, or whatever. You never.
I don't think that it's something you can control by just keeping offline.
No,
they're gonna figure out stuff
exactly.
anyway.
No.
What are you gonna solve?
Exactly.
Hell, that's the case. You might force them to the street.
Mm-hmm. Man,
if anything,
and the sex trafficking in Missouri is bananas.
Worst. Fuck bananas is the worst.
Right. Good. We're gonna need this in a second, by the way, sir. And you already got it? Oh, okay. One more thing. First of all, Jay-Z has a new album coming out. Jay-Z just had twins.
Them long ass babies. Them babies
I haven't seen no pictures
6 months old.
Okay.
Alright, but on Father's Day, Jay-Z was bailing fathers out of jail. Because, he's like his point of activism as far as dealing with the criminal justice system is to deal with bail.
Okay.
So his point, I didn't see the Khalif Browder thing yet. I need to just go look it up and watch it.
Damn.
I don't have cable, so I don't like.
I'm sure it's on First Day.
Yeah, I'm sure I probably just go find it. I know a little bit about it. The dude was basically locked up in jail on bail for 3 years for being accused of stealing a backpack or some shit like that. All right,
he didn't do.
Well, that's the point. So his fight is for the bail system to be reformed or somehow to eliminate the bullshit and to not allow shit like that to slip under the cracks. There's no reason because somebody can't afford bail that they sit in jail for 3 years for being accused and not convicted.
Well, he came up with the bail once they gave him bail, and then they revoked his bail altogether and didn't give them an opportunity to pay that anymore. That's
fucked up.
Yeah.
For being accused of stealing a backpack.
Yeah.
Even if he did steal a backpack, that's not a felony.
He was 17 when he went in. Was fucking him up.
Like that's fucked up. So I just want to say, man, shout out to Jay-Z for finding something to fight for. I think that's a good cause. I guess it started because I don't know what charity it was doing it for Mother's Day. They were bailing mothers out of jail for Mother's Day, and so he decided.
I hope they did some research on who they was bailing out.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they
bail out the bitch that's on her way back.
I'm sure he just want to put fathers with their kids, like in situations where they can't afford to pay the bill, but they can't get out of this fucked up ass system that somehow they got through and they're still in jail locked up for some foolishness.
Man,
that's all foolishness. But still,
it's not all foolishness. I'm not saying it's all foolishness. I'm saying it's a lot of cases where it be foolishness. And
there's a lot of them where them niggas need to
where they need to be in jail. I absolutely agree. And I guess I need to do. I don't know enough about this just yet, and I have not delved into this topic. Is that the way Jay-Z described it? Like it's a big deal. Like it's a lot of people locked up in New York.
Yeah, the average man you got these charges, whether they valid or not, whether you did it or not. But just like
$2 million bills and shit.
Right.
Yeah, you can't afford to pay that.
Or 10%.
And then leave $200,000.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Nobody has that.
Put your house up or something crazy.
If you have a family member that has a house.
Do you think for something that's not necessarily a violent crime and you're not necessarily a danger to the community, you think you should be locked up? Like, you think it should be like a time limit?
Here's my problem.
You can be locked up for
have a fundamental issue with you putting me in jail and you don't have solid proof, even telling me I gotta go to jail for anything until I'm proven guilty. I have a problem with the system that tells me they can put me in jail on suspicion. Of what? We ain't even went to trial. I ain't had a jury of my peers.
No, they've arrested you on suspicion. You can bail yourself out, or you can sit there till you get to bail.
I get
and you get the money back if you prove it innocent, right?
To me, that concept is crazy altogether. That I can be put in jail on just suspicion. I mean, hell, that's to me a bigger problem.
In the meantime, if they think you killed somebody, and they waiting, and you was the last person there, and your car was in the driveway, and they just waiting on this blood.
I think
they should have moved fast.
So I think that's what I was just about to say. So I think what we dealing with now, the bail system, is that we need to find a way, because by law, like they say this in every fucking case, you have the right to a speedy trial.
Of course.
being in jail for 3 years, that completely violates your fucking rights. And it should be a certain amount of time.
And they kept continuing.
Don't matter how much you think a person did it, if you can't get them by their natural rights of a speedy trial in a certain amount of time, you need to let their asses go until it's time for them to go to trial. You try to, and you hope you can catch that.
You know what? A lot of that goes, of course, federally and to our state governments, because we don't have a lot of, we were talking about underprivileged families that don't have money to go and hire fucking,
private attorneys and shit like that.
So we don't have a lot of public defenders. They stretched so thin, been stretched thin for several years. To the point where they asking, well, how about the Attorney General come handle some cases since y'all keep cutting out?
That's crazy.
How about you get down here and come handle some cases since y'all keep taking the money and we still have to cut staff and our caseloads are still growing?
That shit's
so
crazy.
they are stretched hella thin, and that's not unique to Missouri.
No, and it's not just the bail system.
Exactly.
We're talking about social work and
all of that. So, that plays a role in them having to continue cases because people aren't prepared to give them the decent trial that they would deserve once they get in front of the judge. It's sad.
That's a whole lot. It's because of gentrification. They use the justice system to move blacks out of Chicago, New York, and LA by locking them up for non-violent crimes so they can close schools, raise housing prices, and bring higher income into the neighborhood. I think that's a pretty good one, I guess.
Look at your ass. That's a stretch to me.
I don't believe that it can't be true.
Greg is of the opinion he gonna always believe the latter is possible, so it's believable.
Oh, because the system out to get us, and I got every reason to believe that. You can't tell me I know. The system is out to get. They out to fuck us over every chance they get.
How'd you get around it?
Getting fucked up every time they get? I don't know. Don't know.
Think about that. And ask yourself, well, other people were able to do whatever it is that you did that you don't even know about it, so it couldn't have been fucking major.
That's number one. That's the criminal system I avoided. There's plenty of other systems that I didn't avoid that I fell right into the trap of.
That was somebody else's responsibility other than yours.
What do you mean?
The trap.
The trap. Being trapped in the system. The system is a fucking trap. It's not just traps in one part of the system. The entire thing is fucked up. We ain't just talking about the criminal justice system. We're talking about, for instance, when we had that conversation before about banking. That's part of the trap. That's part of the system. Then once they get you in it, you fucked over. That's just a wrap.
Who is that?
Them people.
You know what?
See, the part where we differ is that we'll say that are the practices flawed? Yes. There are a lot of practices that are put in place that are flawed to get those who are out here making poor choices or not prepared to understand what the trap per se or the situation is, right? Credit cards, they say, are a trap. If you use the credit card the right way, it's not a trap. It's a benefit. You make money, you make points, you literally gain things.
And you cannot pay a dime over what you spent if you pay it
credit card
before your
credit card companies make credit card because the fact is, for every one person that actually uses the free stuff we give them, there's 10 that's going to use it inappropriately. So yes, is it there? Did I put it on a silver platter for you and offer it to anybody who probably don't deserve it?
Yes.
That's not an
education problem. Because if that person, like literally, if you turn over money to somebody and they're not properly trained on how to use that money or use that credit in the right way, that's part of the trap. I'm just going to offer this to you and not give you the valid training on how to use it. The only way I would know is that when I got mine, I'd have had to have you there to teach me not to do certain things with this.
So you're saying because of the lack of education?
I'm saying I'm not necessarily talking about in school. I'm talking about for this credit card.
Okay.
If nobody teaches you about how to use a credit card and how to make a credit card work in your favor for it to benefit you, you don't know. And before you know it, guess what you in?
I do think
you in the trap.
I do think that, I guess my definition of trap is different, but I do think we need to find out how to educate people. But I can't honestly say I can hold a credit card company responsible for your lack there of knowledge. I'm not saying it's not a trap. I'm just not saying. What I'm saying is, where do you go?
I'm not disagreeing with that. You're right. You can't blame them, but guess what? If they set a trap and a bunch of motherfuckers gonna fall into the trap. They know it. They do it on purpose. It's part of their business practices.
Shoot them out here. We gonna see who.
Yeah, it's part of their business practices. We
put as many offers in the mail as you possibly can.
Yeah, some of this is just gonna be bad debt that we gonna get paid off straight interest on, and there's gonna be a few people down on this end, 10%, that are gonna use this thing the right way, and some people in the middle that's gonna use it the right way, kind of sometimes, and other times not.
The right way to help them and pay less interest.
But guess what? You know who we want? We want that bulk
element.
The motherfuckers that's not gonna do it right.
People who are unaware or ignorant to how to use the credit card properly.
And guess what? When we give them a credit card, we're not gonna say, "Hey, this is what you do with this." Now we don't want you running up the credit limit, and then you just pay interest on the full balance. We want you to use this thing safely. This is how you do it. Like that's not coming with it. They just give it to you, and you supposed to somehow, in a lot of cases, just know. I mean, you can read the terms. You can read that jargon if you want to. That ain't gonna teach you how you supposed to really use it.
It does.
It explains to you the rules. It don't teach you. I guess it kind of goes.
I mean, right? What are
they kind of the same. There aren't really rules on how to use it. It's explaining you what the situation is and what the consequences are really approprially. If that ain't enough for you,
and to a lot of people, that's jargon. It's just a bunch of fucking blibberish on paper. They don't understand what that shit means for real. So they don't know. So I'm not saying that the traps aren't legal and people should know better. We should know better, but we need people to be teaching them to know better.
That's why it's always at home. Just go back. This is
at home.
I said.
Yeah, and that's why
it is. We can't hold a credit card company, the president, or the police officers responsible for raising our own fucking kids.
What?
14% of the population can't read.
Is that true? I imagine it is.
How do I know can't read? I'm sending credit cards out. I'm sending things out. How do I know can't read? If you signed it, you can read from concern.
Exactly. And they are Kenya. They banking on people that ain't gonna read the fine print, who gonna look at it like a bunch of jargon. That's what they're in business for. McDonald's also banking on the people that's buying double cheeseburgers, and everybody else banking on the people that's not exactly.
Tripping.
So what I'm saying is that it is our responsibility. We can't shift that responsibility to anybody else.
You're right.
And that's not what our counterparts do. That's not what our counterparts do. I realize that. Right?
Cool. That's I understand that. But once again, it's an education issue. My parents couldn't teach me how to use a credit card. Like they couldn't, because they didn't know how. They didn't have any. Hell, once I learned about how to use the shit, I taught my dad. After they filed for bankruptcy, and he was like, they keep sending me these offers for these credit cards. I say, hey, get the credit card. I say, you ain't really got to use it. Use it once a month and use it and pay that credit, that balance down to zero, and your score gonna keep rising. I'm sure his score in the high 7s now, or mid 7s.
Use it and pay it off.
Yeah,
and gain reward points or something.
Yes.
So he is good. But guess what? He didn't know that until I taught that to him, and that he was supposed to be teaching me. So I understand, like what y'all saying, that people should know, but that's
also a difference in, generationally. A lot of times, older folks wouldn't mess with them.
Did your parents teach you how to use a credit card?
Maybe they had, back in the day, they used to have them serious cards and like that, whatever they used to have. That's what they thought they were doing something back then.
My mom got me a credit card in high school, in Benton County High School. We went through all these practices of things to do and how not to.
I knew about a credit card. I had a bank account since 14. I got my own credit card on my own. So I didn't. My mama wasn't getting me no credit card.
Oh, that's good.
Fuck that.
Yeah, she told
Right. So I like, for some people, they gon' get it. They gonna learn it. They gonna do it by themselves. They gonna know. Some people, they not gonna get it at all. They gonna get it. They gonna fuck it up. Some people are taught, and they gonna do it the right way because they knew out the gate. I'm saying is, you increase your chances of more people doing it successfully if they being taught. I'm not saying everybody's gonna do it, but we increase the percentage of people that are using it correctly. Let's go with this quote.
Woo! You see him rolling to that. This quote is from Thurgood Marshall. If the First Amendment means anything, it means that a state has no business telling a man sitting alone in his house what books he may read or what films he may watch.
One more time.
Hold up.
For your boy.
Because that was a real quote. Come on with it.
Thurgood Marshall said, if the First Amendment means anything, it means that a state has no business telling a man sitting alone in his house what books he may read or what films he may watch.
True.
Don't care what it is, don't care what you've done. Hey, they got nothing to do with you. I can do, read, watch, whatever I want.
Especially in your own house.
Yes.
Yes, that's true. That's absolutely true. I don't have anything to say negative against anything that Thurgood Marshall said.
I would hope not, because I would question your life.
All right, man. On that note, everybody, please catch up on the show. Drinks at the KTP. Drinks at the KTP. Let's try over with that.
So
everybody, catch up on the show. Drinks at KTP.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. You can find us on YouTube where we post all the videos there. Get on there, subscribe there as well. Comment, put some ratings on them shits, thumbs them shits up. Hey, we need your support. We appreciate y'all. Please come back. We got the week. See ya.
Man, y'all can find us on social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all at Drinks at KTP. You can email us at drinksatktp@gmail.com, and you can hit us on Facebook at Drinks at the Kitchen Table Podcast. We appreciate all those who are watching, all those who listen, all those who download, and please do all of the above.
And send us an email. Let us talk about some of your stories, some of your problems.
It can be anonymous, no names needed. You can give a fake name, Joanna Cassia, whatever.
Joanna Cassia.
Is that your?
That's the fake name you know?
It doesn't sound like somebody he knows.
I just made it right now.
Oh, okay.
On the spot. Making a fake name is really easy. Just say words and letters and shits. Again, we do this because we love it. We do it because we enjoy it. We do it because it's fun, and hopefully you enjoy it too.
Share. Hey. Share this. I'm about to post this thing. You can share this Facebook video. We're going to post a YouTube video. You can share that one if you prefer to share that.
Share this one.
I'm going to post the audio. You can share the audio with somebody. Pass it on, y'all. We need some more people listening. Yeah. Like, we love y'all, but hey, get us some more people listening as well with us. All right, on that note.
We drink.
We blog.
And we podcast.
We out.